Shalom, y'all. It's your boy Dolapo Inc., and you're now tuned in to Inquiring Minds. What's up, everyone? I go by the name of Dolapo Inc. I'm an artist, producer, and engineer coming out of Tampa, Florida. Originally born from Jersey, but I came down here when I was 7. Around the age of 9 is when my whole journey of music started, where my parents thought I was gonna either be a dancer or a singer or something like that. And it kind of took over both, but being a rapper kind of started coming. Like, I started wanting just to pen things, just to look after kind of like Ludacris. Just seeing young ones like Lil Romeo and Bow Wow kind of jump into it is what sparked it. And other than that, once I started getting older, my development started going off of just other rappers and stuff. When I was in middle school and high school, I played the French horn. I was in marching band, in the mellophone. Also was in chorus and learned to play the piano while I was in high school. So a lot of that developed also. The producing came up because I thought artists actually made their own beats. And so just coming up, I needed beats. I didn't want to keep shopping over YouTube, or YouTube wasn't in at that time, but just going on the computer trying to look up beats and stuff. So I had to learn how to make my own beats, starting on Fruity Loops. I had a little crack version, you know how everybody usually starts off. So I had a crack version of Fruity Loops, and it is so what it is now. And so Dolapo Inc. comes from an old rap name that I had called Mr. Incognito. A lot of people knew me off of that when I had this video called Crank That Incog and all that stuff. But as I got older, I was focusing on rebranding, wanted to come to a more mature audience. My content started getting a lot better, so I wanted to just rebrand myself. So Dolapo is my middle name, and Inc. comes from the Incog, so Dolapo Inc. So my genre is usually hip hop, R&B, rap. I'm trying to get into Afro beats now because I got a couple homies that do that, and somewhat of soul, like some chill vibes and things like that. The style kind of came from just how my parents used to listen to music back in the day. My dad loved oldies and was like a lot of jazz. My mom listened to a lot of R&B and gospel, so just having melodic chords and keys just came from like both elements, and just putting more soul instead of just making music just came from that. And then also, I like dance, so I kind of wanted you to feel that whenever that you listen to my music, where even if it is kind of like a slow, somber song, you still got a chance to kind of want to move or like dance a little bit, or it gets to a point where it moves your soul. So a lot of times when people listen to my music, they describe it as kinetic. Feeding these toes and fucking being rewinded. Time to break the ribbon. So there's a lot of answers to this. I don't feel like there's always just one particular answer or one politically correct answer to this. But for my definition of it, just seeing how I pretty much do everything by myself, being an artist, producer, and engineer, and also having to kind of be my own manager and have to be kind of my own publicist just to do it, just because I don't really have a team. Being independent for me right now is just kind of being like a one-man band basically, and really being resilient, because this stuff will test you like super hard if you don't have everything that you need, and you gotta just kind of work for it, and you see it's not coming as fast as it would as everyone else that kind of have people to help. It's always good to have friends, and my friends do help me at times. I have a wonderful girlfriend that does as well. But still, it's just a lot of times you just have to build up that strength to be able to do it, and I feel like that's something that can help me in the long run once I start to assemble a team and just get all of that, because then I know how to work every piece. So instead of even getting BS through anything, like, I can negotiate and navigate through everything. So once I do get into a position, I know how to run things myself. I can put the balls in my court, so I know how to set it and just make things happen. But yeah, being independent to me really calls just being resilient and having like a very strong will in mind. It's a lot. Like I said, from my parents, just the things that they listen to. I've got inspired just from things that they listen to all the time. Like I love R&B. I have to say I love R&B more than I love hip hop. But just being in the genre that I'm in, because I don't necessarily have that type of singing voice. I can sing a little bit, I can hear it to them, but I don't really have all that, so I rap. But like my influences just comes from just wanting to be in a group like Outkast. Like that's probably one of my favorite groups. Listening to SWV, just things like that, just kind of like smooth and just serenading people, whether it's just with the pretty much the instrumental side of that is like what inspired me. Big things that used to kind of start me off was the Runners, Justice League, shout out to them from Florida, Brian Michael Cox, definitely Timberland and Pharrell. Those are like some of the biggest ones. Dr. Dre, just for like how he puts together production. Same thing with P. Diddy, just like how they assemble things, and like even going up to now, DJ Dahi was incredible. Metro Boomin and all them that just know how to like just assemble and keep things running. It's a lot. It's really a lot. I inspire myself sometimes. I get inspired even just by just seeing things. Like I remember it was one time I was chilling outside and I heard a plane go by, and I ended up making like a full song from just hearing the plane go, which was wildly crazy to me. So I feel like it's just a thing of my Elohim, the Most High, just kind of just bringing down his talent onto me. Sometimes I just feel like I don't even know how it happens. It just happens like that, and I feel like it's just him manifesting what he wants me to put out into the world, and so I just follow. That's all I do. And it was exciting. This had to be probably like my second beat battle that I ever got into. And with this one, I came in with a lot more confidence, just knowing, because in the first one, I got up into like the semifinals. I had like one more round before I won, and I kind of used like a throwaway beat just because I got nervous of like what was going on, and I had some other ones that I could have put out and probably made it to the finals, but just being a little bit scared and a little bit timid. And so coming in this one, I was like, nah, I'm coming full charge. Like I'm gonna just make sure like everything is like set. I have no throwaways or anything. So just coming on there, we met like a lot of dope producers out there, also a lot of dope artists, and then just coming up there, just trying to have fun with it. Like that's the main thing. Like we're all coming out there to network, so just making sure we have fun. And going on the final round, it was kind of intimidating because it was 3 people instead of just like me face to face with somebody. It was me and then 2 other contestants for the finals, and we all had to play our beats in line. I played mine. I feel like, or actually, we did like a little coin toss or something. I won the coin toss, and I elected to go last. So the first 2 people, they played their beats, and I was just like, I don't know. I think they may got it. But I was like, let me just go ahead. I played my first beat. Everybody just went kind of live. So I was like, all right, bet. So at least I know I kind of got that round. Second round, people came out with some of their best stuff, and I'm just like, I still don't know. But I was like, I know I got one in the chamber that I can do that's gonna shut it down. I did that one. Everybody went crazy again. So it was real good just to see the response to it also, just because I always get people that tell me that they like how my beats sound, or it sounds professionally done, or like whatever it may be. But sometimes it's just not people really acting accordingly to it. Like they say this, but they don't follow through with it sometimes. And that kind of leads on to some of the artists that like I've dealt with, not just out here, because I went out to California and realized they kind of do the same thing. And so I feel like that's just like music in general. But my favorite thing about working with artists is actually being in the studio with them. I've gotten away from just sending people beats or sending like just verses or anything, unless I know them personally on like a very close level, knowing that they'll be able to adjust or just move with it. But usually I like to have people in there, like, because usually I start with conversation before we do anything, like just to see where your head's at, you see where my head's at, see if we are compatible, and maybe if that can just spark something, or at least I just know something about you that'll make this relationship more personable. Like I treat every relationship like that. I usually like to talk, make sure that we're friends or acquaintances or something. We got to know each other before we get into doing business and everything. Like if we do any type of partnership, like we got to be compatible. Like it just has to be like.